The map is not the territory. Today I'm going to explain to you guys how the reality that you are living is a lie, and the very reason why you can't accomplish anything different, why you feel so stuck no matter what you do. If you ever came across this phrase, this is the truth about reality. The map is not the territory. And what this means is that that your mind is organized, let's say, in tiny little maps. You have a little map for money, you have a map for relationships, and your life is a projection of those maps. I would say like your beliefs, for example. But the problem of the map is that the map is not the absolute truth. The map lacks details. And I don't know how old you guys are and if in US or whatever you're watching this video from, but I am from Brazil and I was born in São Paulo, and São Paulo is like a huge city. And back in the days, we used to have those giant books with the map of the entire city of São Paulo. And I remember trying to help my mom to navigate through the city with the map, and we had to connect the pages. It was very difficult because that map did not show the truth. It didn't show the holes in the ground, it didn't show the actual like stop signs and the houses and none of that. It was just like a cut of that entire reality. It wasn't showing all the details of it. And the same thing is our lives. We don't see the absolute truth of everything. We just see accordingly to our perspective of life, right? Someone who doesn't have any money right now, that is like living in extreme poverty, might look at like a studio and an old car as something like, wow, this is amazing. But someone who is like a multi-millionaire, like living in a luxury house, multi-million dollar house, and has a Ferrari and all those things, might look at that tiny studio and that old car like something junk. Like the studio and the car just is, but we give them meaning accordingly to the map that we have operating in our reality. But I'm gonna go much deeper than that so you can finally see how this map is fucking up your life. It's fucking your entire reality. Excuse my English. So there is this thing that I call the thread of continuity. So let's say this example, at 10 years old, you were not really a good student. All you got were like C's or D's, and you heard from everybody you're not good enough. You were made fun of, especially when you went in front of the whole classroom when you're trying to present a project, for example, and people are making fun of you. You internalize, I am not good enough. Now at 25 years old, you got your dream job, but there was like, I don't know, Maria, she got that job after you and she was getting paid more than you. You internalize, see, I am not good enough. This is not with your logical mind, is your subconscious mind. Now at 30 years old, you're like, screw this 9 to 5. I am going to be my own boss. I'm going to have my own business. And then no clients. The clients, I must be doing something wrong. Like, I'm not good enough. I need more knowledge. I need more skills. This is the trap that a lot of entrepreneurs are, by the way, right now. With a map, I am not good enough. And this map, it started like at 10 years old, and it has been dragging itself forever until you are aware of it and decides to break it. Now let's give another example in regards to money. 7 years old, you saw your mom and your dad fighting about money. And you even saw your dad very absent because he was working so hard. And whenever he came home, he was very stressed out about working so hard for money. You internalize that all of that equals pain, that money equals pain. Now at 30 years old, you are trying to have your own business, but it's not picking up yet. But because you don't have the clients and the sales, your mom's still helping you financially here and there. And when you were a little boy or a little girl, your mom was not very present because she was navigating through her own like shit, through her own trauma, and she was a single mom, or she was going through a divorce, whatever that was, and she lacked into giving love to you. So the connection that you formed with your mom was not an authentic connection in love, was a connection in the wrong stuff, right? So she bought you a bunch of toys because she felt bad that she wasn't giving you the love, and you internalize that whenever I'm in lack, she's gonna give me love because now I don't have the clients, I don't have the sales, so she's giving me love by giving me money. Whenever she gives me money, I feel cared about, I feel cared for, like I feel like she's caring about me. It's not a logical thought, like you really want to make the money, but you do feel that, like if you stop to analyze, you do feel that love coming from her. Now, if you were to have the abundance, you would not have that little money that she's giving to you, which you internalize money equals pain. Now, the map that you have formed is money equals pain. Other example, this is, I'm oversimplifying, but like at 7 years old, you came from a lot of trauma. Your environment was very traumatic, a lot of fights. And that was very, very scary for you. So you, as a little boy, a little girl, you distracted yourself with something externally, TV, or eating a lot of cereal, a lot of sugar that gave you that release of feel good, right? Because nobody in your family could pay attention to you or help you regulate your emotions, whatever. So something externally from me is what's going to calm me down and take me away from this environment. 20 years old, you found out your boyfriend was cheating on you, you got rejected, and I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna go to the bar and I'm gonna drink, because then I can finally be myself and be seen and loosen up. I cannot show up to a bar like being who I am. I just got rejected. I have to drink. I have to numb this pain. 30 years old, life kicks in and you have to work and you have a family to sustain. The real life stressors came out and you are like, you know what, I can't handle this stress anymore. I'm going to use heavier things, heavier drugs, because my map is that I cannot cope with life without something to make me escape reality. So we all and we always are going to navigate life with maps. But this map has been dragging you, and it will continue to drag you for the rest of your life if you're not aware of it and you decide to break it. And the craziest thing about all of this is that I can guarantee you that you already experienced the opposite of this map in your reality, but you didn't form a map for you to navigate through life, right? Someone who didn't have, like, didn't make the amount of money that they were pretending that they wanted to make, and they did have a few clients who bought from them, but your focus was on what? I'm not good enough. But you do have enough evidence though that that client that really liked you, that one client, it wasn't 10 clients, it was one, but that one really said she loved you, that you were really good. But it's still, that wasn't enough for you to break this map, because this map has been getting momentum since you were very young. But right now in your reality, you already have the contradictory proof that proves you that this is not the truth. It's just what you assumed, whatever meaning your subconscious mind gave. It's been dragging itself throughout your entire life. You, perhaps on Christmas, you received money from your grandma, and that money came with a lot of love, and you have the proof that money is not equal pain. You got the extra bonus at your job. You have the proof that money is not equal pain. But for some reason, you're not navigating with that map that money equals ease, equals love. Same thing here. I can guarantee there were times that you could handle the stress of life just by shouting, like screaming in your car, letting your tears come out. But you have this map very ingrained in your being, and you're not being able to break this down, right? Reality just is, like this example, right? Right here. This person sees the number 6. This person sees the number 9. Someone over here doesn't even see a number. That's how we are walking through life. We make assumptions about what we see based on the maps. And the maps are nothing more but perceptions of the past. Because of past memories that we have a very intense emotion and meaning attached to it, we start to like stitch those memories and events together, and we formed a pattern. But the problem about this is that that map becomes our identity, and it sucks because wherever we go, if we are not good enough, everything will represent that. Everything will prove us that we are not good enough, because that's within you. Reality is a reflection, as within so without. So I have clients like they were waiting for the clients to show up for them to feel good enough, for them to feel like the best in their field. That's never going to happen, because the confirmation does not come from external events. It comes from you recognizing this shit, recognizing that your mind is nothing but an operating system, and you need to know how to reprogram that operating system to work in your favor. That's it. We are nothing that we perceive as the absolute truth. We are just navigating with maps because we lack detail about reality. It's only perspective. So everything is just like, it just is. And we are shifting perspective all the time. But it doesn't happen. The change doesn't happen in just like seeing the events in where money equals love with your conscious mind and think that that's going to stick. that work needs to be done in a deeper level in your subconscious mind. And it does not need a lot of work once you know the rules that are formed in your subconscious mind. Because the rule, right, a belief, is nothing more than a memory with an emotion. We cannot erase the memory, but we can erase the emotion attached to that memory. And once we do that, we change the entire belief. Neuroscience has proved about memory reconciliation, we can do that. And it doesn't take years and years and years of healing. It's all about you finding what is the rule that is governing your reality and finding a contradictory truth that is strong enough to break that old one. If you know how to do that in the right way, your belief will shatter. And then you install whatever map you want to input in your brain. That's it. So if you want to learn how to do this in a deeper level, I'm going to link in the description below the link for my Academy Roy, Return to Your Original Identity, because in the end of the day, you are already everything that you want to be, but the only reason why you are not is because you are lacking details about reality.